Hey guys, it's J&P Swirl here. I'm Jesse and she's Pearl. So today we're going to have a little sit-down conversation, generally about marriage, reasons for getting married, and also for just our thoughts about it and how our relationship has evolved or what it kind of entails. So Pearl, obviously today, there's several speculations and thoughts about why maybe you would have married me. Obviously, we've been together for a little over a year now, at least married-wise. But still, we get these reports and these like comments and these almost attacks against our relationship, saying like, "Oh, she just married him for getting into the green card, or just because he's a white man, or just because maybe he has money or a comfortable lifestyle." How would you? Do you think those things are true? Do you think that happens out there in the world?
People marry for various reasons. In the world, a lot of people marry because they want to like get a green card to stay here in the U.S. People marry because they say, "Oh, I like cute Miss kids." Others marry because of money. And so many other stuff.
So with all that, obviously growing up in Ghana, Africa. Seeing things maybe on social media or out there in the world, were any of those things thoughts that you had growing up? Like, oh, maybe one day I'll find a nice American, or I'll go to the States and I'll pursue these things once I get there.
I mean, growing up, I never really thought of going like traveling outside Ghana, But then when I was in college in Ghana, it came to me that I would like to do my master's, but I was purposely for school, like education. I didn't think of starting my family outside of Ghana. I never even thought of getting married when I came here for school.
Sure.
Yeah, so not really. But I remember when I was growing up, there was a time where we had this like neighbor of ours. Like I think she had the woman had mixed kids, right? And I realized that the kids were different from us, like their complexion.
Sure.
And I was young. I didn't know why they looked different. Then I asked someone who was older than me then, or is older than me. I asked the person why the kids look different, and I was told that because their dad is white. I'm like, oh, it'd be nice to have kids like that because they look very cute. I had that thought when I was young, but then it was just like, of course, that moment, and that was it. So I totally forgot about it until I met you, and people are accusing or thinking I got married to you because of that and other reasons, green carding, money. Yeah.
So obviously when we were dating and going through several dates and talking about advancing our relationship, was that like a large factor in continuing the relationship, or what other factors were pushing you in that direction to further our relationship?
So when we met, none of those were the reasons why I wanted to further the relationship with you. Like I didn't have it in mind at all. Like I said, I had that in mind when I was a kid. But when I came here purposely for school. Sure. And my plan was to just come here for masters and go back. And I ended up doing my PhD. And I got to meet you. And I realized that you are a loving guy. And then one thing I really like about you is the fact that you put God first in everything you do. And that is what made me go stuck. And I'm like, yeah, I'm willing to make this work. Yeah, because I remember I even thought of leaving. And you proposed that if I stay here with my, things might work out and we end up being together, but if I leave in, that'll be it. So yeah, I didn't pursue or go forward with the relationship because of that. Yeah, and then we met on a dating site, and on that side, I didn't specify what exactly I wanted. I went on dates with blacks and whites before I even met you. Right. So yeah, none of those were the reasons why I pursued my relationship with you. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. So what percentage or how often did you think about we're after I proposed, when we were engaged, was there parts of you that were like, ooh yeah, I'm gonna get a green card out of this, and that's exciting, very very interesting, or was it just kind of like another step in the process of furthering our relationship and cementing our future?
So, like I said earlier, green card or money or cute kids were not in the picture when it came to furthering our relationship at all. It wasn't. But if I tell you that the thought of having a step closer to stay in the US, and it comes to my mind, and I'm lying. It came to my mind.
Of course.
But of course, it wasn't like the reason why I wanted to stay with you was not based on green card.
Yeah.
So when I came here, I wanted to do my master's and just go back home. I didn't plan on doing any PhD. But then my mentor advised me to like do PhD, and it will give me more advantage if I want to stay here.
Right.
And I didn't plan to stay in the US, but then when I got here, like the life here got really comfortable. I really liked it here. I'm like, why not? I like to stay. And I realized that of course doing a PhD will give me an upper hand.
Right.
Right. So I stayed here to do my PhD, hopefully to have an upper hand and get a job where they'll apply for green card for me.
Right.
So when I met you, and I know that, and when I met you and things were like furthering, like going well, I'm like, I mean, if I end up getting married to him and I get a green card, that'll be a good thing as well. So yeah, it came to my mind that it will make my stay here kind of easier, or my pursue to get a green card easier.
Sure.
Than waiting till like I'm done with school, my PhD, to get a job. Yeah, I thought about that, but then my marriage to you was not based on green card. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Pretty good.
All right.
So now that we have been married, like I said, for a little over a year, we got married May 2021. So PhD was also a route to get a green card.
Yes.
So now that we're married, are you still pursuing PhD?
Oh yeah, I'm still in school. And to be honest, the PhD has been kicking my ass. Okay. There have been times I wanted to quit. Not because I am married and I already have my green card, no. But because it's been challenging. Like, you can ask anyone doing PhD out there, it's not like an easy process.
Right.
Everybody like have a challenge with PhD. Like everyone doing PhD don't like the process.
Yeah.
School is not fun. I mean, who likes school? Yeah. It's a lot of work. So yeah, I'm still in school. I could have quitted school because I have my green card, but no, I'm still pursuing it. But then again, like I said, there've been times I want to quit and he's like, don't quit. Yeah. Did I answer your question?
I think so. So in pursuing the PhD, what's still kind of like a driving force or motivation to finish it and just capture the thing that you originally set out to do?
Okay, so
like, even if obviously you didn't meet me, you would still be going for your PhD, still trying to live in the States and having that comfortableness.
Yeah.
So now that you've met me and that the goal is not exactly the same, what is still something that's pulling you along and pushing you?
Because I want to have a very comfortable life. I have my master's, I could use that to look for a job, but I'm in the US and definitely I'll be getting there'll be competition from like different places. But with a PhD, I have like a more higher chance. And also with PhD, it's easier for me to like go into academia, even though it's not something I want to do. Right? So it's like, I don't want to do it, but I'm getting a PhD done. Maybe I can get a job, academia, and be tenured and have that job for life, or get a job in an industry where I'll be paid higher and I'll have my comfortable life, what I've always dreamed of.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Parla, in general, you had your career locked down. You're pursuing your PhD for better opportunities and better just like position against competition. So in your relationship with Jesse, me, what are things that are pushing you to continue in that relationship and be grounded in that?
Okay, the main thing that is really pushing me in this relationship, or making me work towards it, is my faith. I'm a Christian and I believe in marriage. I know the purpose of marriage is for God to show his relationship with the church, if I'm saying that right. So then I want to honor that because I respect God. Yeah, does that answer the question?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So earlier you stated that there are a lot of people out there who are getting married for maybe mixed kids or green cards, or just to stay in the U.S. and other situations as well. Do you feel like that might be tearing down the structure of marriage if people are just getting married for purely benefits, or if they're getting married for more or less superficial needs?
Yeah. So linking back to what I said just now, like, marriage is supposed to be based on love. Okay. I know some of you will argue that, hey, love fades. Just hold on to that thought for now. We'll come back to that. But yeah, like, marriage should be based on love. Like, as Christians, that's what we believe in, because that is what God wants all of us to practice. And if your marriage is based on love, like, those other things will come, definitely. Like, companionship, you get it. You get your kids. Of course, if you're married outside your race or to a white man, you get your mixed kids. So those things are more like benefits of loving someone the way God wants you to love the person. Yeah. So I feel like people marrying for different reasons definitely like it's just way below the belt of what God's purpose of marriage is or should be. Yeah.
So it's good that you married for love. I enjoy that. I benefit from that. So in the process of being married in this loving commitment and just dedication, are there moments where love is present but times are still difficult?
Definitely. Marriage is a lot of work. I did hear that before I got married, but I didn't
How much did you really like think that was going to happen? Like you heard it, like marriage, boy, it's a tough one. Or like me growing up, or I do a job where I'm around a lot of people in the public. Sometimes when I was younger, they'd ask me, like, "You married yet?" The older wise men. And I'm like, no, not yet. Like, got a girlfriend? I'm like, no, just single right now. Like, you're a smart man. Stay single. But I mean, obviously, there's like a stigma that marriage is bad. And marriage is difficult and complicated. But you kind of brush it off because, many times when you get married, you're young and you're full of love and bubbly, hopey energy and just like, oh, it'll be perfect. But reality, there's a lot of difficultiness in it.
Yeah. Marriage is hard work, but trust me, it is fun. Marriage is not bad as maybe the world portrays it to be. Marriage has its ups and downs. There'll be times where it's all rosy, there'll be times where things are bad. But then the times where things are bad, that is when the love plays like a major role. We've been married for like a year and 3 months, and I was thinking that, we will have to be married for longer before we'll start experiencing any difficulties in marriage, but no. I think it was in like 3 months when we got married and we realized that, wow, like it is really hard. Like life gets in the way, life gets so busy, you're focused on, the stuff you have to do. And I think one time you also mentioned it yourself that it looks like we are in a routine, You just come back home, we cook, we eat, we eat whilst we watch a show, and then after that we go to bed. It's like, he loved me, we still loved each other, but like, we're not focusing on building it. It was just there. It's like we're living like roommates, basically. And that shouldn't be it, because the love will not be active. The spark will die. That's it. That's a, for the lack of a better way. Yeah, I don't know if I'm answering the question. Am I? Like, okay. The spark will just go down. So like, marriage demands like intentional work. We need to like be intentional about like growing a relationship. The focus should be on how can we get better for each other.
I know it says in the Bible that God intended marriage to like build our character and build us as people, just to further show us, kind of how sinful and how selfish we are. Obviously, if I'm supposed to be caring for Pearl and giving into her needs and what she wants, and building her up as a Christian, there's a lot of self-depriving, but more like I'm actively serving her than seeking my own goodness. So there are several times when you feel that inside you. You're like, oh, I don't want to do this. I want to do me stuff. But then it comes up. It's like, no. That's a very selfish act. It's not noble to be doing this. I need to be serving better. And also with Pearl, she needs to just see moments where she can better serve me. Just make us more humble as people. So it is really like iron sharpening iron. There's a lot of sparks. There's a lot of heat. But when you get done with it, the product is going to be so fine and beautiful that, people just, wow, and glamour at it. But can you attest to that?
Oh,
Say
yeah.
it's true?
Okay.
Cool. Well, I didn't really have any other questions. I think we kind of ran through what we needed to. Pearl, do you have any last closing statements or anything you want to let the people know about?
I think all I have to say is that we all have to be intentional with our marriage. I know every marriage works differently, but then there are some basic foundations that works in every marriage, or that needs to be there in every marriage for the marriage to like survive. We have to be intentional. Like, getting married is not the end of dating your spouse. You need to like consistently date your spouse. That doesn't mean that it comes easy to us. No, we're still trying to figure that out. And I'll say it's been fun, and I wouldn't like to do life with anyone else aside Jesse. So it's been good. What about you? Do you have anything to say?
No, I think we're doing okay.
All right. So
Other than that.
yeah, we probably might have had some things that could come up, but of course, in the heat of the moment, some things just escape you. So if you have any questions to ask, just leave a questions down in the comments box, or you can also email us. The email is on your screen right now. You can find it and just email us, or you can also find the email in the description box. We have an Instagram page where we share more of our intentional marriage journey. You can follow us on Instagram at GMP_swirl. You can see that on your screen as well. Just reach out to us if you have any questions, and we'll be glad to answer them. Yeah.
Thanks for joining this interview with JMP Swirl.